Hello, first tonight, stripped of his title, evicted from his royal home and now living in Norfolk. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has taken up residence on the Sandringham estate. Now, the former prince is under intense scrutiny, of course, following emails and photographs published in the Epstein files. He denies any wrongdoing. But let me just show you the geography, because the grounds of Sandringham actually cover the area roughly the size of Nottingham. Some landmarks, well, that's Sandringham House itself, nearby the visitor centre, and that, of course, is the church. You will have seen the royals attend the Christmas Day service there. Now, if we go to the west of the estate, that is Marsh Farm, where Mr Mountbatten-Windsor will move into, but at the moment he's staying not far from there at Wood Farm, and that's where Alex Dunlop has just sent this report from.
Normally, I'd be standing outside the visitor centre at Sandringham House, but for the first time in all the years I've been reporting from here, we've been denied permission to film or even speak to visitors there. That edict has come direct from Buckingham Palace, and I think it shows the enormous sensitivity surrounding Mr Mountbatten-Windsor's relocation to here in Norfolk. I'm actually standing outside Wood Farm, about 3 miles away, where the former prince will be living while his permanent home at Marsh Farm is renovated. Throughout the day, builders' vans have been coming and going from Wood Farm, helicopters have hovered overhead, portaloos have been brought in, as well as heating oil. So something is afoot, and the press and media camped outside sense it. Mr Mountbatten-Windsor finally moved out of his 30-bedroom mansion in Windsor on Monday. 130 miles away, his temporary residence will be a cottage where the late Prince Philip spent his latter years. The former prince will eventually live here within the 20,000-acre Sandringham estate. His home, Marsh Farm, is also owned by the king and is empty while it's renovated and extra security installed. The 5-bedroom property should be ready by April. Surprisingly, it's not secluded, and that worries Angela, who often walks in Wolferton.
I don't think he's going to have privacy there. And I think he should have privacy. Whatever he's done wrong, he should have privacy now and, and get on with his life and be able to get on with his life. And I really don't think he will be able to get on with his life in Wolferton because it's so close to the road and because of the publicity that's going to end up there,
Andrew has been seen on horseback in Windsor this week. Whether he'll be as visible at Sandringham, we'll see. Traditionally, this quiet corner of Norfolk gives the royals space to wind down. Unsurprisingly, Andrew and Sarah Ferguson were absent when the family celebrated Christmas last year near Sandringham House. William and Kate have a country home at Anmer Hall a few miles away. Only this weekend, a local parkrun group were left almost speechless after their landlord, King Charles, came out to watch and speak to them.
He's away from the limelight here. Hopefully we won't get too many people coming to see where he is.
Maybe because this is a private house and grounds, maybe this is the best place for Andrew to be.
The hope locally is that the media and the wider public interest will wane as Mountbatten-Windsor settles in. Quite how much time he'll spend at Marsh Farm is another matter. Meanwhile, a police force in our region, Thames Valley Police, says it's assessing allegations that a second woman in her 20s and not British was sent to the UK by Jeffrey Epstein for a sexual encounter with Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. Now, that encounter allegedly occurred at his former residence, Royal Lodge, in 2010. The Prince has, of course, previously denied all allegations of sexual impropriety. Meanwhile, here in Norfolk, if Andrew is here, he'll be settling in for his third night in a Norfolk cottage, far from and far more modest than his former life in a mansion in Windsor. Alex Dunlop, BBC Look East in Sandringham.
Well, Ben Lord is a royal commentator from the region. Ben, I know you've commentated on many events over the years. You've followed Andrew's story closely. Interesting to hear the reaction from local people there. I mean, one presumes that they won't see anything of him, or...?
Sandringham is a very large estate and has been compared to being the size of Nottingham. So it does have its public-facing areas, as we see when the royals are there at Christmas. But I think it's fair to say that he is going to be kept out of the public eye as much as possible and probably won't be courting much public attention if he can help it, given how notorious things are at the moment.
I mean, he's denied any wrongdoing, but he's there. It's almost like he's in exile, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, he denies any wrongdoing. He's not subjected to any criminal proceedings thus far, but nevertheless, he has brought such disgrace upon himself and upon the family that he is essentially under house arrest informally, and therefore is living that life in exile.
And just to be clear, you know, no taxpayers' money going into where he is now.
That's right. The Sandringham estate is the private asset of the monarch, has been since the 1860s when Prince Albert first purchased it, the husband of Queen Victoria. So this is private money that is funding the renovations of where Andrew will eventually end up, and is not coming out of the public purse.
I mean, how significant, you know, if we take the sort of the arc of history, how significant is this episode?
It's unprecedentedly significant. He was born a prince because his mother was on the throne at the time of his birth, and even that has been taken away from him, let alone all the other titles that he has accrued over his lifetime. So much like I learnt about Henry VIII and Elizabeth I and all of what went on in those eras, I think generations to come will be learning about all sorts of things that have gone on under the House of Windsor, of which this is going to be a particularly notorious chapter.
That's really interesting. Ben Lord, thank you.
Thank you.
Very